Today, two of the most brilliant minds in Westeros meet for a battle of wits. My brother Tyrion Lannister, the clever, sharp-tongued imp, whose wit has earned him both admiration and scorn. And on the other side, our father, Tywin Lannister, the cold and calculating patriarch of House Lannister, whose every move is deliberate and precise. Father and son, locked in a game that mirrors their family dynamics, one playing for control, the other for respect. Who will outmaneuver the other in this high-stakes chess match? Will Tyrion's wit win the day, or will Tywin's unyielding strategy dominate? Let's find out.
It's settled, Father. If I win, I will be able to go back to Casterly Rock and proclaim myself as Warden of the West, rule all over our land, and be set free from you forever.
You will not do such thing. After you lose, you will go to the Wall. I'll spare your life and let you waste yourself in the north. I do not care if it's the cold or your drinking what kills you. You can end your life as you see fit, and I'll finally be rid of this little problem.
Always with the dwarf jokes. All of these plans will happen only if you win, which I intend to not make it happen. You'll be surprised with what I've learned about strategy when I was Hand of the King.
You think some month's ruling can make you a rival to me? You are fooler than I thought. I think I overestimated you, Tyrion. I'll show you what real strategy is. The King's Pawn opening. Much you have to learn about ruling. This is the first and final lesson.
The good old safe bet. You never change, do you? Fine, C5. Let's make things interesting, Father.
You really think you can keep up with me, don't you?
Oh, please. NC6, a standard development move. Just trying to level the playing field here.
BB5. Attacking your knight. I already know what you're thinking. You can't surprise me.
Attacking, huh? Nef6. Nice try, Father. I ignore your attack because I know there's no real threat.
E5. Pushing forward, controlling the center. Your pieces won't be able to keep up.
4. You're right about one thing. I am going to have a lot of fun making your life difficult.
BC6. Taking your knight, a clean trade. I'll make this quick.
You think so? EXC6? Fine. I'll give you that one. But don't get too cocky, Father.
I don't need to explain myself. The safety of the king is paramount.
G6. Let's see what kind of tricks you pull with your precious pieces all lined up.
Rook to E1. Now, I control the E-file. Your move.
You think I'm scared of that? Big 7. I'm perfectly fine, Father. Keep thinking you're winning.
H3. It's not a matter of what you can do, Tyrion. It's about what you can't do.
NH6. You're pushing me out, but I'll be there when you least expect it. Don't be too sure of yourself.
NC3. More development, more pressure. You're falling behind.
B6. You know, I was hoping for a challenge. Maybe next time, Father.
Taking control of the center, forcing you to make a decision.
Fine, I'll bite. But you better be careful, old man.
You can't even hold on to your center.
C5. Taking my pawn. You think you can hold me off with that? I'll be the judge of that. Here I am putting pressure on your knight and something else for you to find out.
You've got nowhere to go, Tyrion. The walls are closing in.
Really? You honestly think I wouldn't see that coming?
BXH6. I'm forcing you into a corner, Tyrion.
BXH6. I'm not falling for your mind games, Father. You're not the only one who knows tactics.
Now my strongest piece is on the move.
Oh, that is barely something to work with. You've got nothing.
I got this. That is a check. Just in case you aren't familiar with what a winning strategy is.
No big deal. I just retreat to safety.
Rad 1. You're running out of options. Your pieces are all pinned, Tyrion.
BB7. Great. More pressure. Just keep it coming.
QB3. Targeting your weak spots. I know exactly what you're trying to do.
BC6. I'll move, Father. You're going to have to work for this win.
Clean capture and your position weakens more.
You've got me on the ropes. But as an old friend would say, the big fish eat the small fish. But I'm still swimming.
QXF7. This is what I mean with strategy. Look at your queen, unable to do anything. Your days are numbered.
Back C5. Well, maybe if I trade a few pieces, I can salvage something here.
A clean exchange. Check. Your pieces are scattered, Tyrion.
You've broken me, haven't you? Fine. But it's not over until I say it is.
Your king's running out of space. There's no escape now, just like Robb Stark did to us.
He had you cornered, but you did escape, Father. I'll give you that. I will now do the same.
The final nail in the coffin. Your resistance is futile.
I still have something left. I'm not done yet.
A 4. I'm preparing for the endgame. You're out of options.
You've got your plan, but I have plans of my own.
I can't see what plans you have. I am closing the trap. It's over.
I have to get out now.
These moves you're making are weak. You have no escape. The end is near.
GXH3, you're enjoying this way too much.
Your king is trapped. Check.
This cannot be.
RXD7. This is checkmate, Tyrion. You don't have enough material to carry on.
Damn it. I thought I could escape you.
It's time to pack your things and go now. I don't want to see you again.
No.
It seems to me you don't have any option here, or you'd rather be hanged.
This isn't over, Father. I still have one left thing to do. Perhaps you've won this time, but I straight away will have my revenge. I've never get justice in my life, and I know I will not get it here with you, so I will let the gods decide my fate. I demand a trial by combat.
Let's begin with the opening, which, as always, is critical. I opted for the classic E4, the King's Pawn opening. It's a strong, centralizing move, allowing for rapid piece development. Tyrion, however, responded with C5, the Sicilian defense, which is an aggressive choice aimed at undermining White's center. This creates immediate tension and gives Black a counter-attacking plan.
Ah yes, my famous Sicilian. I wasn't just going to sit back and let you control the board. C5 is all about that counterplay, that little spark of chaos. Just because you're my father doesn't mean I'm going to let you dominate me so easily.
After the opening, I developed my knight with NF3, placing pressure on your E5 square and preparing to control the center. You responded with NC6, reinforcing your control over the D4 and E5 squares, a typical move in the Sicilian.
Not to be too predictable, but NC6 is a great way to keep up the pressure. Sure, it's not flashy, but it gets the job done. Plus, it makes sure you can't get too comfortable, Father.
Here, I chose BB5, a pin on your knight, which restricts your development. I wanted to gain an advantage early on and force you into a passive position. You responded with NF6, which was a reasonable move, developing a knight, attacking my E4 pawn, and preparing for future defense. But by this point, I had already established a more commanding position.
Ah yes, BB5, where the fun really began. You pinned my knight and tried to create problems for me. But you know, I'm not a fool. NF6 was my way of saying, not today, Father. Developing the knight to attack your center was exactly what I needed to do.
With 5bxc6, I captured your knight, removing a defender from your position and weakening your control over the center. After you recaptured with 5dxc6, I maintained my advantage, controlling the center and forcing you to waste time on pawn moves.
Let's not pretend this was a clean victory for you, Father. Sure, you took my knight with 5bxc6, but at what cost? You made me move my pawns, sure, but now I have an open file to work with. Your little knight sacrifice isn't as neat as you think.
At this point, I completed my development with 600, securing my king. Meanwhile, you responded with 6g6, preparing to fianchetto your bishop and create some solid defenses around your king. However, This also weakened your dark squares and left you vulnerable.
6. 6, yes, that's right. I wasn't about to sit there while you built up your forces. I've seen how you play, calculated cold. I needed to create some breathing room for my king. But don't get too smug. That move is more dangerous than it looks.
At 19th NXB6, I sacrificed my knight while it was still attacking your queen. But here is something to learn. I not only was attacking your queen, but I also made a discovered pin to your queen with you king. This move is sealed the deal. You were being attacked by 2 different threats and pinned your most valuable and important piece. This lesson should be never forgotten by anyone who wants to be excellent at chess.
19, Axe B6. Here I knew it was my downfall. My queen pinned by your rook and receiving lots of threats from different places. I must say, Father, this was the biggest play that I didn't expect it to happen. My defensor was only taking material by taking the attacking knight. Yet something else was coming still, wasn't it?
The queen advancing to take the pawn, QXF7, and here, once again, you have a double attack on your pinned queen. So many attacks and pressure were the moment that sealed your fate, Tyrion. Getting cocky, trying things like Sicilian defense and fianchetto can be your downfall if you're not well learned on this matters. I prefer to play safe and take advantage of my enemy's blunders, as it happened all the way throughout the game.
Yes, my only defense was blocking with my bishop EX-E5 while still taking a knight pawn of yours in order to prevent attacks on the E-file. Thought I knew in this moment everything was done for.
With 29 RxD7, I finished the game. You had no pieces left to defend, and your king was cornered. The game was over. You would lose material, and in an end game of queen versus rook, it would have been a waste of time for prolonging the inevitable.
29. RxD7, you bastard. You won. But one day, I'll get you back for this. Mark my words, Father. Now listen, kids. It is good sportsmanship to resign once the game is done for. That's why here the game was over.
Chess, like life, is a game of control and patience. I played the long game, weakening your position piece by piece until there was nothing left. The key is to force your opponent into an uncomfortable position, where every move they make just makes their situation worse.
Right. And while he played the long game, he tried to liven things up a bit. I took some risks, made some flashy moves. Sure, it didn't work out. That's the beauty of the game, isn't it? The chaos. You can always hope for a miracle, right?
This game was taken from the original match between Ratmir Kolmov versus Paul Keres in 1959. If you like the Lannister confrontation between my father and my brother, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Or I will do to you what we did to Ned Stark. Remember, a Lannister always pays his debts.